Okay, first of all, apologies for this this link, this video. I was supposed to have done this during the FYP welcome talk at the university, but unfortunately it didn't for some reason work. So you have my salubrious home here. I'm doing it from home. So yes, the final year project talk and also the level 6 welcome week talk. Things that I would like to go through, again, apologies if the dog barks or whatever, it's not ideal, I'm afraid. Yes, certainly, first of all, welcome back. The first thing to say is that Ben Ramsey has left, he's gone on to pastures new. And we have Jay Harrison, who was a final year project student from last year, he's assisting Alex and Aaron until about November. As far as the upgrades to the studios are concerned, the news is concerned, preparation for teaching module is not running. I don't think there is anybody that I haven't seen today that needs to talk about preparation for teaching. If you are thinking about doing preparation for teaching, please come and see me. There might be an alternative, which is the work experience module, which is a film module. We need to talk to you a little bit more about that because of the way that course is structured. So we will need to speak to you about that. So please email me. As far as equipment in the studios are concerned, we've now got some new large monitors in studios 5 and 6. This is something that you requested. We've now got updated Max MSP in Ableton, and we've also got some new mic stands, including 2 really heavy duty ones, which are in the stores. Please make sure that you re-register with SISU. The modules, 70% of the level 6 modules count towards your overall classification of degree this year. So this year is a very, very important year for you. Check-in exactly the same as previous. K266 in the Octagon closes at 3:30 on the day of the day of submission. Please make sure that you don't make a late submission because you'll get a 0 mark, and you may not be entitled to a retake, which is most important. And award support at the moment is, well, as ever, is Claire Booth. So, and she's based in K266. So please, any problems that you have there. The usual things as far as passes are concerned, you need to get 30% in each element and a total of 40% over the overall module. I'm hoping that you fully understand all of this because this has been the same since you started to attend university. So please, please, please check the university regulations. If you need to claim extenuating circumstances again, please check for the extenuating circumstances regulations. Many of you will need to, or will have the opportunity, sorry, to take the National Student Survey. The people who took the student viewfinder survey at the end of last year, I would like to say thank you very much to you all because we got, I believe, 100% in that. I'm hoping the same will happen with the National Student Survey, but again, we will need to speak to you at some point about the NSS because it's just to go through it with you and just to ensure that you understand what it's all about. But we'll talk you through that maybe later in the semester. The thing that I want to talk to you about more than anything is the final year project. This is a very, very important part of this year. It's 60 credits worth of modules. So a very, very important part. Need to talk a little bit about the final year project. Basically, it's the pinnacle of your academic career, and it should be both challenging and rewarding. A lot of people really enjoy doing the final year project. And what we're trying to do is that, or what you're going to do is that you're going to showcase off those skills that you've built up over not only your university years, but also all of the other academic work that you've done, maybe in colleges or in your schools or whatever. And we're drawing all of that lot to create a very, very a major project, which is of an independent, self-managed sort of form. So you're going to be in control. So it's a way for you to show off your academic skills and also your practical skills, but also consider it to be something that perhaps you want to show how good you are at a particular area. And the area that you do your final year project in is, of course, entirely up to you. It might be driven by two different factors. The first factor might be that the fact that you want to perhaps show off the thing that you're good at. You know, look back at your modules over the past sort of 2 years, and you will have obviously excelled in a few of those, you know, in a few areas. So maybe your final year project should be based around those particular areas. It might also be that the fact that when you graduate that you want to go into a certain area of work, in which case maybe you want to do your final year project in that particular area. So the project is entirely up to you, but you have to work with us on this one, in as much as that we have to ensure that the project is worthy of your BSc classification, okay, your Bachelor of Science classification. We've got to make sure that there's enough technical content in there. It consists of 2 modules, both worth 30 credits, both run in semester 1 and semester 2. You have what's known as the individual music technology project, which is the written part, the dissertation of your project. And as I say, we refer to this as your dissertation. And also the individual music technology project portfolio, which is the practical part of your dissertation. So you're creating a dissertation and you're also creating something that's practical, and your dissertation will be about the practical element. So you're creating and you're writing about it, you're researching and writing about it. Final year projects have included soundtracks to short films, composing, recording, mixing and mastering of an EP or an individual track, building individual musical instruments or controllers, or live performances, or studio design, contracts, music contracts. There's lots and lots of things that you can do in a final year project. It's up to you, providing that there is sufficient content within your project, and that is something that you need to discuss with the academics. The portfolio side, we want you to show to the world how great you are. So therefore, the final year project has got to be in the form of a DVD, or ideally a website, so that you can point prospective employers to that website to show people just how good you are. So we need to ensure that we build into this DVD not only the thing that you are designing for your portfolio, whether that's a track or a film or an audio for computer games, audio for film, an acoustics project, whatever project that you're doing, we want you to be building that into a website, but also considering the Staffordshire graduate. Okay, all this will be made clearer when the further into the FYP that you get. The main thing that you need to do straight away is to choose somebody, one of the academics that you feel will ideally be the person that will give you, or that has the experience in certain field that you're interested in studying, to ensure that you get your first or your 2-1. I've jokingly said we're not bothered about seconds or thirds, because we don't want you to get either of those. We want you to be 2-1 or first. They are the most important awards that you should be going for. So we're looking at those. The supervisor has got the right to reject your project if it's doesn't have sufficient academic depth, or it's unethical, or it's health and safety risk, or being difficult to achieve in the resources available to the student or to the university. So we've got to make sure that your project works. But that's what we're there for. That's what we're going to do. We're going to use your skills, our skills, to make sure that everything works beautifully. So those are the kind of the rough areas. What I want you to also consider is the structure. The first thing that you need to do, and you need to do this very, very quickly, is to do something called the project allocation form. That means that you need to consider and think about your project and talk it through with an academic, so as that we can hopefully assign that academic into your particular project. It does mean at times that certain academics are very, very busy, and they may not be able to take on your project. Okay, so it doesn't automatically mean that the person that you want to supervise your project will actually supervise it. You'll also be assigned somebody called a moderator, and again, that will be another academic, and they are there to ensure that everything is done. You know, we're not giving you too many marks, we're not giving you too few marks. We're making sure that that the whole process is fair. Even if you don't feel that the process is fair after you've gone through your academic, your supervisor and your moderator, we also have external examiners that come in just to make sure that we are all being fair to you. So you've got lots of ways that you can, if you have any appeals, any problems, any you know, that you feel that you're not given the right marks, then there are lots of ways that you can appeal, and there's lots of safeguards there that are put in place to make sure that you have a good experience. Okay. What I'd like to do is I'd like to go to the Blackboard presence, and here you can see the individual music technology project Blackboard site, and you'll also find the individual project portfolio site. The main one, I guess, is this one here, which is the individual music technology project site. So if we go into here, taking a while to get there, and if you go to the module information, you will see the final year handbook. Now, this is the most important handbook, I guess, over the time that you've been at the university. We also have something called the project allocation form, and we also have the academic staff specialist areas. Okay, I'm just going to go to the project allocation form first of all. Just download that. Okay. Hopefully this is going to come up. Here we go. The project allocation form is the first point of what we need you to do. Okay, this is the final project allocation form. Obviously, this is all self-evident. The project title is something that you need to come up with a snazzy sort of title for your project. It doesn't need to be, or it probably won't be, the end title. It's just if you get the title right from the beginning, it gives you a good understanding of what it is that you want to do. It kind of keeps you focused on your project. Okay, so come up with the snazzy title. The titles, I'll give you some of the examples of the titles. I'll show you in a moment. There's another form that you can have a look at. Have you got any health and safety concerns? Well, again, you'll know at the moment, you'll probably know some of the health and safety concerns that you have, maybe not all of them. That can be reviewed. This section here is called the ethics concerns, and there are 3 ethics concerns. The most important one probably is this one here, the fast track. Okay. The disclaimer basically means that there are absolutely no ethical concerns whatsoever. You're not going to be working with anybody else on your project. You're not going to be recording anybody else other than yourself on the project. You're not going to be sending out any questionnaires on the project. So it's going to be something that you're going to do completely on your own. The second one is called the fast track, and the fast track is kind of like the disclaimer, except that this time you're going to be using somebody else. And by that, we mean maybe you're going to be recording a band. Maybe you're going to be sending out some questionnaires to people. Maybe you are going to be, I don't know, recording a singer or something like that. It's something that you're going to be involving other people, and you're going to need to make some kind of statements about what you're going to do. Okay, that you are going to involve other people, and you'll find that 95% of students may go for the fast track, there and thereabouts. The full application means that there are, as it says, some serious ethical concerns. Maybe you are going to maybe influence people's thoughts. Maybe you're going to, I don't know, you're going to be, if you're doing a recording of going to be doing audio for a computer game, maybe you're going to be having to record somebody shooting a shotgun, you know, things like that, where there are serious ethical concerns, and that takes quite some time in order to fulfill. So again, speak to your supervisor. Chances are you're going to be going for the fast track. You need to get the name of the supervisor and the supervisor's signature. And without this form, the final year project allocation form, you cannot start your project. Okay, it's not marked. It doesn't go to your overall